Okay, so this deck for the combos are kind of situational because there's a synchro play, there's a fusion play, and there's a normal summon play. And there are multiple link recursions with this deck. However, I will tell you this. The best thing that you can do is summon a bunch of blue eyes white dragons and beat your opponent to death with it. Normally, I'd show you the like 1, 2, or 3 card combo that you need in order to do stuff. The reality is, with this deck, these cards right here, Dragon's Mirror and Future Fusion, are going to be your best friend. Because what you can do with these is you can send your 3 blue eyes to the deck. And now, mind you, it has to be the material listed. Even though Blue Eyes Ultimate Alternative reads in its text that you can use an alternative dragon for one of its materials, you cannot send it from the deck to the graveyard because alternative reads as alternative in the deck. So you have to send 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons. But that's why we have a way to recur Blue Eyes so many times. By the way, if you were counting in the deck profile for this, this thing's well over 40 cards. And for something with such inconsistency, yeah, that's not great. But the reality is, it's not as inconsistent as it looks. Still, do I think it competes? Not really. I mean, it's strong, don't get me wrong, but it's really raw attack power. And that's why I say this deck is very situational. So, let me kind of bring you into a trip of my brain to show you what we're going to do. This is going to be an interesting combo video because this is not like any of the combo videos I've done. Alright, so let's say we're going first opening hand. We have Dragon's Mirror. We have 2 Dragon's Mirrors. We have a Blue Eyes White Dragon. We have a Solemn Strike. And we have a Blue Eyes White Dragon. This is terrible. This is absolutely terrible. This is what I mean by brick eyes. So if we were going second, or our next draw is a Masked Dragon, that is our saving grace. So obviously, if we were going first, we're going to take damage or we're going to take L on the round. But let's say we don't take L on the round yet. We can take our Masked Dragon and put it into defense mode. Now, when, it's going to be a when, it's not going to be an if. When our opponent attacks, and this goes to the graveyard, we can special summon another Masked Dragon, or you can save your Masked Dragons and actually grab another dragon. So let's say we get Whitestone of Ancients. Even though we don't have a Blue Eyes in our graveyard yet, we could get one here soon, depending on what we draw. Now, the safe bet would be to go for another Masked Dragon, but it is at the end of that Masked Dragon chain, and you might want to save one Masked Dragon, depending on what your opponent is using. Unfortunately, I wish he could just come out, but he has 1800 attack, so that doesn't work. So let's go ahead and bring out another Masked Dragon. And let's say our opponent was nice and only attacked once. Yeah, that never happens. So, like I said, this is a wildly inconsistent deck. I've been saying it the whole time. Alright, our next draw is going to be... Oh, here we go. Alright, Sage with the Eyes of Blue. So, if we wanted to, the way that we can do this, we can actually target Masked Dragon and destroy him. pitch this from our hand to bring out a Blue Eyes White Dragon. And I believe, is it from the deck or the hand or anywhere? I think I want to say from the deck. And it's a Blue Eyes monster. So we're going to definitely bring out Blue Eyes White Dragon. That helps a ton. Now we have a 3K beat stick on the field, but it's just 3K. And it's just a vanilla monster. That's kind of not great, but we also haven't normal summoned. Not like we can normal summon anything. But with this hand, what we could do is lay down Solemn Strike. And hopefully our opponent doesn't do anything. See, this is the thing. It's incredibly situational. Oh, look. Okay. So we have this. The Melody of Awakening Dragon. We can then pitch Dragon's Mirror, and we can grab 2 alternatives. And then we can get this ball rolling a little bit. 1 alternative, 2 alternative. Really, your targets for that card will be a Blue Eyes and an alternative. Now if we get a polymerization, oh yeah, it's on like Grey Poupon. Because all you have to do now is reveal the fact that you have a Blue Eyes in your hand to summon alternative. That's not bad. So let's give this another shuffle, because that was 3 turns. And that play probably would not have survived 3 turns. I'm being honest. But like I said, you want to get to your future fusion as quickly as possible. Now, your dragon, your Keeper of Dragon magic, can actually do it. Yeah, this deck kind of combos, but not as hard as some of the other decks I build. Okay, Maiden. Okay. 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 Oh, yeah. That's cool. Why did I shuffle that again? I got a good hand, and then I started shuffling the deck. We're going to... Yeah, by the way, in a tournament setting, that would get you disqualified super hard. Oh, and I could have showed you how that worked if I didn't shuffle the deck out of nervous tendencies. Okay, let's do this again. Okay, so, Mass Dragon. Okay. Sage. Okay. Oh, yes. Yes. Okay. So, how to do. I'm going to show you how to do. This is a good hand. This is a favorable hand because we have Blue Eyes White Dragon. He has 2 effects. So, kind of let me show you how I would do this, especially with Sage in my hand as well. So, watch. The way I would do this is first, normal summon Keeper of Dragon Magic. That's your normal summon, right? Then we pitch Blue Eyes in order to grab a fusion card, right? Okay, follow with me. We can then grab polymerization. Now, you could go for for Future Fusion, but the fact that you have a Blue Eyes in your hand means the only thing that you can go into at this point would be... What? That's right, your Twin Burst. Sorry, I had a Blue's Clues moment. However, we're going to get to our Twin Burst right now. Okay, so there's our normal summon. We use this effect for polymerization. This is where combos kind of become very interesting. We can then target the blue eyes and bring it back face down from our graveyard as a secondary effect. From here, we can then pitch Sage with the Eyes of Blue, destroy him, and then grab a Blue Eyes monster from our deck. If we had another Blue Eyes in our hand, oh, it would be a very we would have a big dragon right now. But bringing out a Blue Eyes is fantastic, and then going polymerization into your Twin Burst, yeah, that's a great play because now you have a 3K attacking monster that can attack twice. That is a good combo right there. That's a good combo. And we still have these to play with. And I believe, what's the cost other than destruction? Because... Yep, no, there it is. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. So now our opponent has to contend with this. What's our next draw? Alternative. Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot we can do with him right now. But we can either Mass Dragon or Whitestone of Legend. And at this point, or Whitestone of Ancients, I would probably attack into whatever they had with Whitestone of Ancients. Because at the end phase, you get a Blue Eyes back when you banish this Whitestone of Ancients. So that's a way to use it. Now what's our next draw? Because we have, yeah, Mass Dragon. So yeah, that's kind of how this deck rolls. It's all gas. There's really, if your one play is thwarted, thwarted. If your one play is disrupted, and you get your big dragons out on the field, this deck doesn't do a whole lot of board rebuilding and recovery. Oh, and instead of attacking into the thing, we could have gone Link Rebo. I totally didn't think, see? Even I go to... I haven't played this deck in a minute either. But even I go a little fast. But let's do another hand. I do like playing with this deck, though. Alternative, nice. Maiden, very good. Effect Veiler, oh, we're getting a good hand. Oh, honestly, we've got a pretty good hand right now. And bingo machine go. Oh boy, this is a good hand. So, how would we play this? I'm going to show you. First things first. Bingo machine go. We're going to grab 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons. And we're going to have our opponent pick one. Which art do you like best? Also, a lot of people, and I get this all the time, play the same art. Because you don't want your opponent to know how many of what you have in your deck. Which, okay, cool. I play different arts because I like playing different arts. And in my brain, I go, okay, I used, LOB art, Blue Eyes. And now I've got movie pack art and tablet art, Blue Eyes, left. So how can I recur LOB art before I get these two back? That's how my brain thinks, especially with my Magician deck. Holy cow. Yeah, my wife and I, when we play Magicians, yeah, we use the different arts because we can. This is shuffled well enough. So, it's funny because we're going to have to shuffle one of these back. I'm going to pick today the movie art because, man, I really like movie art. Movie art Blue Eyes is just absolutely gorgeous. Okay. So from here, continuing the combo, what we're going to do now is reveal our blue eyes to our opponent to bring out alternative. Then we can summon Maiden with the Eyes of Blue. Now, if we wanted to, even though at this point I don't think it's necessary, we could go into a Synchro play for Azure to protect our Azure for 2 turns. Right now, it depends on what we draw next, but I don't think that's necessary because they have to try to do something with our Maiden or wipe the board somehow, some way in order to affect us really heavily. So, what's our next draw? Maiden with the Eyes of Blue. Okay. So, at that point, I might Synchro to stop their effects from going off. And then, so if we do that, so let's Synchro. And it's okay for him to be in the graveyard because we have Dragon's Mirror. So if we Synchro, and it really does depend situationally on what our opponent brings out, we can then still Maiden because we have a second one in our hand. Now our opponent really has to go for Maiden with the Eyes of Blue, unless they can get over that 3,000, which is a lot easier said than done. Draw, Sage with the Eyes of Blue. Oh boy, look at this. Discard, pop. His effect goes off, and her effect goes off. So, we get our alternative back because he's Blue Eyes White Dragon in the graveyard, and we get another Blue Eyes. Now, you could Exceeds from here, but there's really no point. And we haven't normal summoned either. So, that's right there. That's good. What's our next card? Masked Dragon. So, I mean, yeah, that right there, that was a good play. But again, this Blue Eyes deck is very situational. You have to kind of be creative in order to run it. And every Yu-Gi-Oh player, I don't care if you're the most beginner of the beginner or the most advanced of the advanced, y'all are some creative people. Trust me. But yeah, that was the Blue Eyes White Dragon combo. Stick around. Next week, we're going to do my wife's Dark Magician build, which is kind of nuts. Please follow me on TikTok. See if we can get more suggestions in. I'll pick a couple of decks for you guys to look at, and you can tell me, I want to see that one. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.